He's the people's champ, Jack Perkins. No, not Jack Perkins, I mean Craig Lowndes. He is the guy who everyone up and down the street knows. He's our man of the people in V8 supercar racing. But what does the future hold for CL? Obviously he's back with Red Bull Racing Australia this year, but he's coming up again against Jamie Whincup, who's just won 6 out of the last 7 championships. What does the future hold for Craig Lowndes? 15 years without a championship. He is still by far and away our biggest name in the sport, and not by a couple of kilometres, by a whole street or suburb or two. But where to from here for Craig Lowndes? From my recollection, his contract's up at the end of this year. Does he stay at Triple Eight? Does he go again up against the same guy that's beaten him for the last 6 or 7 years? Or does he go somewhere else? Does he drive V8 supercars anymore? Does he do a bit more of that European stuff that he's done? We all get to a stage in our life where things change and it's time to do something different. Where's Craig Lowndes at? What's the future?
It's funny, I mean, we talk about Jamie Whincup being so good, and then it gives us an opportunity to maybe suggest that Craig isn't performing, but he still finished 4th in last year's championship.
He's actually finished in the top 4 in the championship ever since he turned up at Triple Eight.
Yeah.
And that's going back to 2005. So
it's a fantastic record.
It's not like he's finished 10th. It's not like he's finished 12th. It's not like he's, you know, not competitive. On his day, he's still competitive. He's just not having enough days. And when his days are off, he's back there, the other guy's up there. And that's what builds this gulf between them in the point score. It's a really interesting question. Does someone else look to steal Craig Lowndes at the end of 2015? Does a Roger Penske chase him? Does a Walkinshaw Racing chase him? He's the other side of 40 now, nothing against age, but everyone's different. The Craig Lowndes of being 40-41 is completely different to the Craig Lowndes of 2021 when he turned up.
And they're all very valid points. I mean, I think Craig would understand that he's getting a bit older. I mean, we all think of him still as the kid, but he's in his 40s. But that's not to say he can't run on for another 10 or so years.
Not at all. He could go for I think when you're a champion and when you're a legend of a sport, you have this extra right to take it longer than someone else who is perhaps not as held in as high regard by their sport and the wider community. Lowndes is in a position where he can make the call.
And he still performs.
He still performs. I mean, I don't think it's a case of you'd pluck another driver, stick him in the Triple Eight Red Bull car, and they're going to go and blitz Whincup, or they're going to do better than Lowndes. I mean, I think everyone thinks those cars just drive themselves sometimes, but clearly it's not like that.
Yeah, it's more than that. And I think his future will still be at Triple Eight for a lot longer. He's obviously very beneficial from in and out of the car point of view. Be fantastic.
But that's why someone should grab him.
Exactly.
Because he's such a big name that he instantly brings merchandise sales. He brings sponsors. He brings eyeballs. If I was DJR Team Penske and I was going to 2 cars in 16, I don't think I'd feel bad about an Ambrose and Lowndes lineup for a couple of years, even if they are 39, 40, 41, 42. I think it'd work.
It's similar to what we saw with Formula One with Vettel moving to Ferrari. We need to see someone like that change in our sport to keep it fresh as well. And yeah, I think Lowndes is the candidate if someone is prepared to, get what they need together to get Craig Lowndes in their race team. But I think he's pretty satisfied at Triple Eight and has a good relationship with those guys, and it will be a very interesting one to watch the next 10 years of Craig Lowndes' career play out. And
about his future, is there another championship win in him? Can he do it where he is, or does he have to go somewhere else to get it?
It's going to be hard for him to beat Jamie Whincup. I think he has an opportunity to win another championship at some stage, but he may, as you've said, have to change teams, because I don't think he's going to be able to beat him, and he's proven that he hasn't been able to beat him over a period of time. So it's a very interesting one.
Well, Craig, heading into 2015, now plus 40, where's your motivation still coming from?
Oh, I think that, the enjoyment of the sport. I think that, still love the competition. I still love getting inside a race car, and I still love the travelling and what comes of what V8 Supercar is all about. So the motivation's pretty easy. Knowing that you're going to be able to sit inside this race car again for another 12 months is quite exciting.
Is the motivation also the bloke on the other side of the garage as well?
Oh, look, there's no doubt about that. I think that, you know, being and having teammates as competitive as we've both been over the many years, it's always very competitive. You know, the first rule is to beat your teammate, and, you know, he's done a pretty good job at doing that for me at the moment. So, look, it is, you know, very much a motivation to get up, you know, keep fit. As you said, over 40 now, so it's getting harder and harder every year.
A lot of young guys, not just Jamie, coming into this game. You look at a guy like Scott McLaughlin, and I mean, I hate to mention it, he's almost half your age.
Yeah, look, it's great. I think that, you know, evolution of the motorsport has changed a lot. I remember when I was Scotty's, you know, age, and just getting an opportunity to get involved with the sport was such an importance, and obviously, you know, you grasp it, you take it with both hands and you run with it. And look, who knows how long you're going to be in the sport. And for me, I've been thankfully enough to be in it for a number of years, longer than I probably expected to be here. But look, it's been a quite amazing journey. And yes, you're right, there's a lot of young guys, but it's good because it keeps the whole motor racing really fresh and young, and obviously, you know, keeps me also on my toes.
Each and every day on the Armour All Summer Grill, you've got the chance to win one of these, the Armour All Detailing Kit. All you have to do is to subscribe to speedcafe.com.
To find out if you've won, visit and like the speedcafe.com Facebook page.
Okay, so we've all been using our Armour All original protectant on the hard surfaces inside our car for years. Great finish. But remember, it's got a lot of other uses. And around your typical motor car, there are lots of other rubbers that, particularly around your doors and windows, that seal out dust, water, wind noise, and you want to over time look after them. You want to keep them supple, you want to keep them quite fresh, you want to stop them being damaged from UV and dryness. So occasionally just a little squirt on your rag and give it a run around your rubbers. And they're not only on the doors. If you look around your boot, under your bonnet, all around your car, you'll find these applications. Your scuff plates when you get into the car, all of those will serve you well if you service them with a little bit of Armour All original protectant.